Welcome everybody to the Superclásico of Argentine football. River Plate against Boca Juniors here in Ranked Talks Bowl. I just realized the lighting is absolute shit, so I'm gonna fix that real quick before anybody joins in as the players start to walk out to the pitch. Hold up. I'm sorry for the rush and the abrupt start to the stream because I was having a bit of trouble actually setting up the stream. I don't know why it wouldn't appear on YouTube. Once I actually figured that out, it went live. But let me fix the lighting real quick. There we go. I think that will be a lot better. Man, super pumped for a new edition of the biggest game that Argentine football has to offer, which is the derby between River Plate and Boca Juniors. This one taking place here in the APERTURA tournament, which is like basically the first part of the tournament, the league phase during the first half of the year. And yeah, I mean, a super interesting one because if you watch my most recent video on Boca Juniors that I did around March, you know that I didn't have the most positive feelings about Boca Juniors this year because our coach is extremely inexperienced and the board seem to be making some of the same mistakes that have led us to failure over the last few years. But if you were to ask me right here, right now, and I hope that I don't eat my words by the end of this stream, I don't see a way in which we lose this game. I think that we are getting into this game in amazing form with a lot of players performing with a system that works. The team is playing better, not only through its individual performances, but also as a team, as a cohesive unit. And that's what I had been waiting for a long time. And I'm super excited to see if that is going to come to fruition now against our biggest rivals, which is like the exact same thing that you want to see. So we have the lineups. I'm going to go over them really quick as I don't know why my TV just froze. I don't know what is going on with that. I don't know if I'm gonna have to like change channels and come back in. So let's see, what can I, that is not showing anything. That is at least showing the lineups and my camera is right here. So about the lineups, Boca Juniors first. We have Bray in goal because Marchesín got injured in our last Copa Libertadores fixture against Barcelona from Ecuador. In the Copa Libertadores, we're 6-6 after the first two games, which is awesome. It's awesome to be back in the Copa Libertadores after missing out 2 years in a row. We're back, and now we won our first two games. We are on a 9-game unbeaten run. Actually, no, more than that. We're unbeaten in the last 12 games, I think. A lot of those are draws, but over the last few weeks we have actually picked up more wins, so that is awesome. Let me move over this way while we're going over the Boca lineup. Back four with Weigand, Di Lolo, Costa and Blanco. Weigand, I think, is definitely our weak link as the right back. Di Lolo and Costa, at the start of the year they were deemed as the best center back partnership in the league. Nowadays I don't think that's the case. I think that their form has dipped a little bit, but they are still a very solid option there at the back for us, and I hope that they have a good game because yeah, River do have their pieces in offense that could threaten us, and a game by them too is going to be required for us to pick up any result here. Lautaro Blanco, I believe, is the best left back in the league currently. Some may argue Gabriel Rojas, but Gabriel Rojas is injured, and I still think that Lautaro Blanco is so pivotal to this team with the crosses. I think that him going forward is extremely effective, and he's the one that provides width for our forwards and for our midfielders to kind of link up with somebody there on the flank, and a good cross can change absolutely everything in this game. The midfield is the bread and butter of this Boca team. Leandro Paredes, World Cup champion, in the pivot role in the number 5, there to control the game. Also the captain today in the Estadio Monumental, sitting between the center backs, providing the link-up play, providing with the starting play for Boca, playing out on the back. crucial in that for the through balls as well. Everything is dictated by Leandro Paredes, and he has two great teammates there. Milton Delgado, who is originally a defensive midfielder, but with Paredes playing in that central position, he's allowed to drift forward a bit more, be closer to the box, and get some good through balls and link up with Paredes as well. And then Santiago Ascasibar, who was the captain of Estudiantes de La Plata last season, the champion with that team, coming over to Boca in this transfer window and has been absolutely pivotal since he's come in. He's already provided goals because he's a midfielder that loves to go into the box, appear as a striker, and score goals, which I think is going to be his main role here, apart from also being a good destructor. He's a perfect example of a box-to-box midfielder. Tomás Aranda in the number 36, playing in that number 10 role behind the strikers. Yet again, another prospect of the Boca Academy that has come here. And yeah, only 18, has been absolutely amazing, super talented with his dribbling, with his shooting, with his through balls. Everything about him and how he links up with the midfield has been wonderful to see. And I hope that he has a great game now, because if he can perform against River, this would be a breakout performance for him. And then the two strikers, Miguel Merentiel needs no introduction, has been our main striker for years now. Maybe in a bit of a dip of form right now when it comes to goals, but still provides so much width and covers so much ground in the attack. He's absolutely pivotal. And also Adam Barreiro, former River Plate player, has played the Superclásico on the opposing end and now playing for Boca Juniors after a stint in Brazil and in Qatar, and has been one of the best strikers in the league ever since he joined Boca. Every time he's in a good position, he gets the delivery and performs. So awesome to see that. That's the wrong thing I wanted to move. I wanted to move my camera so you can see the River Plate formation. I'm not going to comment much on it, but some things that you need to know is that Franco Armani is not in goal due to an injury. So both teams with their main goalkeeper injured and subbing in less experienced goalkeeper. River Plate with Beltran. And they also have many World Cup champions like Martinez Cuarta, Montiel, and Acuña. Rivero is the other center back following the partnership. And Kendry Páez starting there on the left wing is going to be like the main thing to look forward to, because the Ecuadorian international who came in on a, what do you call, on a swap deal? Not on a swap deal. I'm forgetting, on a loan. Kendry Páez here on loan to River Plate from Bluco. Is going to be starting there. He hasn't been starting many games, but maybe it's his opportunity to get some minutes. I hope it's not, but you know, let's see what he can do. I think, yeah, loan for Chelsea. Thank you, Regista. Thank you so much for joining, by the way. Thank you, Mr. Krabs, for that. Good to see you guys in the chat. And yeah, the game is about to start, which is why I had to kind of rush through the lineups there. But yeah, not many changes from River Plate besides those two injuries, not having Juanfer Quintero, not having Armani, and yeah, Kendry Páez starting there on the left to try and provide some width and some threat for the local team. As the kickoff has taken place, the ref blows his whistle, and we're underway here at the Estadio Monumental, the home of River Plate, for the Superclásico, the biggest derby in world of football, the biggest game that Argentine football has to offer between River Plate and Boca Juniors. Vamos Boca, carajo. Saludos, papi. Yeah, Liverpool winning, Arsenal losing. Yeah, awesome weekend for the haters out here. So yeah. If this game were to end in a tie, who would it favor more? That's a good question. I think it would favor Boca more, obviously because we're playing away from home, but both teams are arriving in good form, which is why I think that neither one would be really happy with a draw. I think that both teams are looking to win this game. There goes Bray catching the ball after Kendry Páez trying to make the first move, appearing on the right, despite being shown on the left on full mode. Kendry Páez drifting towards the right, trying to put a low cross, easily caught by Leandro Brey, the goalkeeper today for Boca Juniors, who play long and lose on the possession. And let's see, I think it's going to be... is Torneo Apertura the Argentine League? Doesn't the same? Yeah, Torneo Apertura, because basically Apertura is opening, and then the second half of the year is Torneo Clausura, which is closing. So it's like the opening tournament, closing tournament for the two halves of the year. So like that is how the Argentine League is divided. So yeah, Liga Profesional, Torneo de Primera División, it has like many names, but it's basically Torneo Apertura, Torneo Clausura, the second half of the year. And this is a regular season. Like after this game, this is match day 15, there is match day 16, and then the top 8 qualify into a playoff system. Both Boca and River are qualified to the playoffs, which is why this game doesn't really have a lot of writing on it when it comes to the standings, besides how the teams are going to pair up against each other once the playoffs comes around. Besides sitting into the playoffs, this game doesn't have a lot of weight when it comes to the 3 points, but obviously then the 3 points get added at the end of the year, and that adds up to your qualification for the Copa Libertadores, the Copa Sudamericana, and all these other competitions. So obviously these points matter a lot. Maybe we don't realize it yet, but when it comes to the end of the year and we're trying to figure out if we can qualify for international competition, these points are going to be pivotal. So maybe this game doesn't hold a lot of stakes right now, but obviously it holds stakes just for being the derby, and both teams just wanted to win for bragging rights. Currently Boca up by 5 games in the head-to-head. I believe it's 93-88. So trying to extend that lead to 6. Obviously River trying to cut down the deficit. Ascasibar trying to play on the right. Aníbal Moreno defends and sends that ball for a throw-in. What are the changes to the league made this season? I'm so confused and it's hard to keep up. It actually hasn't changed compared to last year. It's the same format. It's 2 groups of 15. Yes, we have 30 teams in the first division. It's 2 groups of 15. They played a single round robin against every team in their group, plus 2 interzonal weekends, where one is drawn at random and the other one is against your rival, which this is one of them. River is in the other group that Boca isn't in. Boca is in Group A and River is in Group B. This is one of those games where you play against somebody from the other group. One is random, the other is against your rival. This is one against our rivals. So to complete 16 match days, after those 16 match days, the top 8 from each group qualify into the playoffs, and there you play a round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, and a final, all single-legged. Everything but the final is played at the stadium of the highest seed. The final is in neutral venue. That crowns a champion for the Torneo Apertura. Do it again for the Torneo Clausura. The champions qualify to the Copa Libertadores next year. And yeah, they also qualify for the Super Cups, whatever. It's complicated. I did a whole video about it. If you check out my channel, I think it's called The Argentine League is Weird or something like that, or The Argentine Football Pyramid. I forgot what it's called. But it's there on my channel. I published it like last year, I think. And yeah, the format it remains the same somehow. The only change that we saw last year was that now whoever tops the aggregate table, the annual table that adds up all the points across the Torneo Clausura and Apertura together, the one who tops that table also receives an official title, which I think, it should be obvious that the team that accumulates the most points is the champion. But that was last year, that was implemented after the league was already over, so it made no sense. I guess now it makes sense, but that is the only change that was made compared to last year. I hope that was not too complicated. I think I made it more complicated than it needed to be. Anyway, here's River Plate going inside the box. Boca able to clear it away. Nice deflection from Di Lolo. Now Paredes trying to defend the ball away from Colidio. steps on it, loses possession, and that is going to be a foul. I think that's a free kick for River. And that is a dangerous one because it's on the edge of the box to the side, so it's probably going to be a crossing. A reminder, as I always do for every watch along, to not spoil anything that happens in the game here in the chat. If you see something happen in the game, don't write it in the chat until you see my reaction, because if I spoil myself away by something written in the chat, that kind of ruins my reaction and it ruins the whole point of the watch along. So to not ruin my experience and your own experience, please, no spoilers in the chat. So now let's see what happens after this free kick. Tomás Galván puts in a cross. Oof, that could have been dangerous. Gets cleared away. Now Bray, stepping out of his line, catches the ball, tries to look for a quick counter attack. But yeah, that long ball is not going to reach anybody. Poor delivery there from Bray, but at least he was able to clear the danger away. So yeah, both teams arriving here on good form, like I was mentioning before. Boca 9 games unbeaten, River 12 games unbeaten, 6 of them coming from their new coach, Chacho Coudet, Eduardo Coudet, who comes in from Deportivo Alaves after that stint in Spain that he had. He has previously managed in the Argentine League, Rosario Central and in Racing Club, winning championships in both of those teams. So a successful career so far in the Argentine football. As a player, he played for River Plate in the late 90s and early 2000s. So somebody with past in this organization as well. He has big shoes to fill because he's replacing Marcelo Gallardo, who had a disastrous second cycle at River Plate after being the most successful manager in the history of the club in his first stint. His second stint being absolutely atrocious, which had him sacked after a year and a half, where he spent like over $100 million, which to European clubs may not sound like a lot to spend over 3 transfer windows, but in Argentina it is a lot. And that for going trophyless in one of the biggest clubs in the country, and with the expectations that he had, with all the reputation he had, it was a disaster. And so he was sacked. Now 6 games with Coudet, so far undefeated, 5 wins, actually 7 wins. It's 7 games, it's 6 wins and a draw. That only draw coming in the Copa Sudamericana. So far in 5 league games, he has won all 5. The performances have not been as convincing, but he's getting the results, which is what matters. And now I think this is the real first test for Coudet and this new River Plate. If he manages to win this game, I think that would be massive for his aspirations as a coach, the aspirations for this team in this championship. Because I think that both teams... Oh, that is a good ball. Merentiel gets dispossessed at the final minute. That was a hard ball to control, to be fair. And now a foul. Yeah, free kick to River. That was a hard ball to control for Merentiel because... after the long ball comes in, Merentiel is onside, gets through the River's back line, but the bounce of the ball makes it hard for it to control. And then 2 River Plate players, Martinez Cuarta and Rivero, both of the center backs, come in to stop him. Very close to committing a penalty there, Martinez Cuarta, but not enough contact to guarantee to warrant a penalty. And yeah, bothers Merentiel just enough to make it so that he cannot control the ball. And yeah, danger is averted on the side of River, but that was already a good through ball. That is exactly what we were talking about with Boca's midfield, so being able to, in a single moment, in a single pass, destroy an entire back line. Yeah, the Argentine League just changes a lot. What are your thoughts on our chances in the Copa? Listen, it's hard for me not to be optimistic because every time we go to the Copa Libertadores, it's our obsession, and with how the team is performing right now, I don't feel like it's impossible for us to win it. especially because I think that the only real threats are Palmeiras and Flamengo out of the Brazilian teams. There are other strong teams, Cruzeiro in our group, which is our next game, not this week, but the following one. It's going to be a massive one. Corinthians is still there. All of the Brazilian clubs are strong. Some of the Argentinian teams could also be a threat. Besides that, like from the other countries, I don't see who really threatens Boca Juniors. Like Liga de Quito and Independiente del Valle from Ecuador are teams to respect. Libertad from Paraguay, teams to respect. But like, there aren't that many big teams in this edition of the Copa Libertadores or that many threatening teams. And Boca has been performing so far. We have amazing players. I think our midfield is elite in South America. Our defense has looked solid. As we're going to see the first yellow card of the game, Adam Barreiro being booked after this foul on Acuña. And I think, yeah, it's deserved. Poor from the former River Plate player, today Boca Juniors striker, to try and go for the challenge, which honestly was unnecessary. They had a 2-on-1 on Acuña down on the left. He was trapped against the touchline, and yeah, trying to find space to make a cross, and Barreiro just fouls him, brings him to the ground, and yeah, that's going to be a free kick and a yellow card, the first booking there on Boca Juniors and the game in general. I agree, Regista. I think that Boca has an extra X factor in the Copa Libertadores, and I think it mainly comes down to that pedigree, that history, that aura, you may say, and La Bombonera. I think that La Bombonera is respected in Argentina, but I think that the teams from other countries hear the myths, the legends, and once they step onto the ground, they crumble under the pressure. I think that playing games at home is a lot easier for Boca in the Copa Libertadores, and that is where we can make the difference. So yeah, I definitely think that gives us an extra edge. Anyway, here's gonna come the free kick for River Plate. It's gonna be another cross delivered towards the far post, gets cleared away. The shot is gonna be easy for Break to contain, not much danger to be had. And yeah, those were the two opportunities that River have had so far, both coming from crosses, from free kicks delivered from the left side. It seems like we're suffering on that side, which is kind of what I expected, because Weigand on the right back position is kind of like our weak link. And yeah, Acuña able to push forward, link up with Kendry Páez and Aníbal Moreno in the attack. Not Moreno, with Galván. And yeah, just ask questions to the Boca back line. Then Boca only had that chance with Merentiel and that through ball. So far it seems like River is the one with the possession, but it's not like Boca is parking the bus or anything. We are pushing into River's territory, trying to press high. And yeah, you can see the 4-3-1-2 formation that Úbeda has decided to put in place. I think that after the last Superclásico here in the Monumental, where Gago set up Boca in back five, we were extremely defensive. We were just booting the ball away and trying to hope for the best. And Mastantuono ended up scoring that wonderful free kick. And he lost his job because of that. Not really because of losing the Superclásico, but for setting up in such a defensive formation when that was not the football that Boca was playing before at all. Like, we were winning games playing expansive football. We go defensive only because we're playing River away, and that was not accepted by the board. And I think that the message was clear now that we don't play different against anybody. It'd be Sarmiento de Junín, Barcelona from Ecuador, or River Plate at the Monumental. We have to play to our style, play the way we know, and I'm happy that it's like that. And I think Driussi cannot continue. I think we're gonna see the first substitution in the game because the River Plate striker is injured, and we see Maxi Salas starting to prepare to come onto the pitch only 16 minutes in, and River already forced onto their first substitution, and in a key position there, the striker. Yeah, that setup from Gago was just inexcusable. Like, I'm not against playing a back five if a back five has worked before, but Boca was playing 4-3-3 every single game, and suddenly for the Superclásico we show up with a back five. That is not how you do things, and we rightfully lost that game. So yeah, I'm happy that now we're playing with the same formation and the same players that have been playing this whole time here under Úbeda. I think that this is how things should be. Anyway, Driussi obviously devastated. He also scored in that Superclásico. He was the second goal after Boca had equalized through Merentiel. Driussi was the one to put River back in front and eventually win the game 2-1. Now being subbed out, and in comes Maxi Salas, the former Racing player, who has been very disappointing for River, but maybe can redeem himself this game. Let's hope not. And yeah, just like that, first substitution of the game, a forced one, has taken place. And I think that's going to be big because Driussi had been a major part to why River was able to recover both of their strikers, Driussi and Colidio, after not picking up that many goals in the last few games with Gallardo, picking up in their form in these first few games with Coudet, and now with Driussi being subbed off, I think that most of River's offensive power has been neutered. Hello SSB, thank you so much for joining. Glad to see you here. Ooh, this could be something. Merentiel trying to push to the touchline and play the ball back to Vareiro. But Beltran does a wonderful job coming off his line and catching the cross before it can reach anybody. But once again, Merentiel proving why he's important. Even if he doesn't score, the pressing, the amount of ground he covers, and being able to, with his speed and his physicality, push forward and create danger is really helpful to this team. He doesn't have to be the one scoring all the time. As we lose possession in the midfield, and this could be something for River. Here's Maxi Salas in his first intervention. Passes it back. It's going to be a shot from distance, goes wide. Shot from Mesa, not threatening Bray whatsoever, and it's going to be a goal kick for Boca. Is this the Argentina version of City versus Arsenal? This is the Argentina version of Real Madrid against Barcelona. Like, not in terms of being the two best teams in the country, but the two biggest, with the biggest fan bases, and the most heated history between them. Bray plays it long. It's gonna bounce, and this could be something. Let's see what Merentiel can do here. Again, the control is just a bit too much. This time he tries to stop it with his chest, because last time around when he let the ball bounce, it kind of made it harder for him to control after the River Plate defenders came for him. Now he tries to control with his chest to push the ball forward and go into a one-on-one with Beltran, but he pushes the ball too far, and that allows the River goalkeeper to catch it. Yeah, Arsenal once again bottling it. They're still, they're still in the driver's seat, technically. But if Man City win their game in hand, suddenly they're tied on points, and potentially Man City go in front based on goal difference, depending on by what margin they do win. So yeah, now they kind of have to win all their games and hope that City don't win all their games. The Argentina version of City versus Arsenal will be Independiente against Racing. I mean, they share the same colors, but I don't know if I would go that far. If you want to compare it to the English game, like Boca River is United Liverpool. And then, I don't know, Racing Independiente is like Chelsea Arsenal, basically. If City win every game, they win the league? Yes, I think so. It will come down to goal difference. Here comes an opportunity for Boca. Merentiel with the cross gets cleared away by Rivero. Offside, says the linesman. That could be an interesting video, South American team comparison to Europe. Yeah. I think there's something there. I think that the parallels, Boca Juniors being Real Madrid and River Plate being Barcelona, is a quick comparison that you can make. And then you have, I think Independiente is like AC Milan and Racing is like Inter. They also share history with each other. Zanetti, Milito, Lautaro. So I think those would be nice comparisons, for example. Colidio, good through ball for Salas, but great intervention from Weigand, and then the clearance from Di Lolo, and that's going to be a throw-in for River Plate, but that could have been a dangerous opportunity. Good link-up play from Colidio, finding Salas inside the box. The striker gets dispossessed. Now here's Acuna once again against Weigand, and that is going to be a throw-in for Boca. Weigand winning in that individual duel. Rosario Central is the Tottenham of Argentina. That is... I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think you can make the parallel of Rosario Central and Newell's to something like Newcastle Sunderland, for example. Yes, if City win all 7 games and with enough goal difference, they definitely win the league. Yes. Paez strips the ball away from Delgado, but gets dispossessed himself by Paredes. That is a foul on Paredes and a free kick for Boca. Yeah, Acuna had touched the ball before. And yeah, here Aníbal Moreno with the foul on Paredes. Definitely a foul. No yellow card, which I think is correct. No card was needed there. Only one booking so far this game, and that is Adam Barreiro on the side of Boca Juniors, the striker. Paredes plays the free kick short, and now it's going to come a delivery. No, we don't cross the ball yet. Just playing this one slow. There's Blanco. Is Blanco going to be the one to put the cross? It's going to go all the way to the touchdown. That's a good cross. Ooh, it gets cleared away by the River defense. But the ball is still on Boca's possession. That is going to be offside. The flag doesn't go up, but River recovers the ball. And here come in the counter-attack, Salas. Plays back. I mean, Spurs also have trophies, but Rosario have more trophies than Spurs, for example. What Rosario don't have, I don't think... I need to... I mean, yeah, no, Rosario Central have also won international trophies. One at the very least. I need to go back on my research. I mean, I recently made that video on Newell's, so my memory on how big Newell's are is closer to me than my knowledge on Rosario Central. I know that the two are like very close in like almost everything, league titles, everything but head-to-head and relegations. Because in head-to-head, Rosario Central is now up by 22, which is crazy, but Rosario Central has relegated 4 times, but Newell's have only relegated once. There's going to be the ball cleared away from Boca's box, trying to find Barreiro. The striker gets fouled. Rosario Central is the Borussia Dortmund of Argentina. Maybe. That's a maybe. I'm putting that under maybe. has a Copa Conmebol. Yes, that's the one I was forgetting. Those trophies like the Copa de Oro, Copa de Honor, Copa Conmebol, I tend to forget those. Like I remember, the Libertadores, Sudamericanas, the World Cup titles, either in the Club World Cup or the Intercontinental Cup. Paredes gets fouled again. I think that is going to be a recurring thing. This time by Salas. Yeah, and that's the thing, because they're going to take turns to foul Paredes. It's not always going to be the same player. If it was always the same player marking and fouling Paredes, River would fill themselves with yellow cards. So far, there hasn't been like a dangerous chance yet. But this was something that happened in the last Superclásico as well. The one in La Bombonera, where the first half was kind of a nothing burger. And suddenly one long pass for Ceballos at the end of the first half creates a goal scoring opportunity that Boca capitalized on. We go 1-0 up, second half, within seconds we go 2-0 up. The game explodes, and after that we are able to defend that lead. So the Superclásico tends to be like this, where it seems like nothing's happening and suddenly the game just explodes. Either in goal scoring opportunities or in fights inside the pitch, which so far, besides some casual bickering, there hasn't been like an all-out brawl in the pitch. Here come Boca though. Acasibar on the right, Acasibar putting a cross. That is a very bad cross. It's going to be cleared by River Plate. Here comes Salas, marked by 2 players. And it's going to be a throw-in for Boca. Good pressing on our side. That is what you like to see, like pressing in the midfield. And now a handball from Aníbal Moreno. It's going to be a free kick from the right for Boca. And I think we need to put in a cross. I think that the only time we tried to cross, it looked very promising. I don't think River is great at defending set pieces. And Paredes, we know of his technical quality. If he can deliver the right cross, I think that this could be really good for Boca. And yeah, I don't think we're going to play this one short this time around. I think that Paredes is lining up to find somebody in the far post, it seems. Here comes the cross. It goes low, actually. The ball is inside the box, gets cleared away. A bit of a messy play. Paredes and the entirety of the Boca team acting as if that ball was going to go to the far post, but instead it goes low, basically to where the penalty spot is. And after bouncing on a defender, it gets cleared away. What do you think of the Dybala rumors? Okay, hold up. Ooh, okay, the ball gets cleared away. On the Dybala thingy, at the start of the year, I was really hopeful with Dybala coming to Boca, but that was because Boca hadn't really found somebody to provide attacking threat in that position, the number 10 behind the strikers. And the thing is that Boca has now found somebody like that, which is Tomás Aranda. Okay, Vareiro should really stop right now. Like, he committed another foul and he's already on a yellow, so we don't really need this right now. That definitely doesn't warrant a second yellow, which is why he's gonna escape for now. But if he does something like that again, he's gonna get sent off, and we really don't want that. And it's unnecessary for the striker to be marking like that anyway. The thing is, now that Boca has Tomás Aranda, I'm not saying if Dybala comes and is in good form, which is also important that he's fit for most of the games and that he can complete 90 minutes. Obviously, I think he starts over Aranda, but if he's not 100% fit, I don't know if it's worth it spending that kind of money on Dybala. Obviously, if he comes on a free, sure, you get more options in the attack and an amazing technical player in that. But I think that Boca's needs are elsewhere. I think that Boca desperately needs a goalkeeper, and Boca kinda needs a right back. I think that if we get like a Class A goalkeeper and a decent right back, I think that our chances of winning the Libertadores go up massively. Besides that, I think more than an attacking midfielder, I would really like to see a winger. Preferably a left winger to link up with Lautaro Blanco. I don't think that Dybala should be our priority. If he comes, great, but I don't think Dybala should be our priority in this June and July transfer window. Anyway, corner for River Plate. Here comes the cross, cleared away. The ball reaches Vareiro, who puts it well. Who do you think we can possibly get as a goalkeeper? Martinez Cuarta inside the box. That is going to get caught by Bray. Options for goalkeeper. I would have to see whose contracts are expiring, because obviously I would love to see Agustin Rossi return, but I don't think he's leaving Flamengo anytime soon. I don't know. I would have to stop and think about that one, because in the league, I mean, there are some promising goalkeepers in the league as well. But like, from the big five, I doubt that anybody's going to let their goalkeeper go. Vareiro gets fouled, and that's another free kick for Boca, this time on the left. And that is a yellow for Colidio. Yeah, at first it was a foul on Milton Delgado. Okay, Vareiro really doesn't have to do that. Like, after Vareiro gets fouled by Colidio and it's rightfully a yellow card, he lashes out at him, and like we mentioned before, Vareiro's on a yellow. Like, he's running on thin ice, or striker, which I really don't like. People joking about Neuer, yeah, no. Just because he has that one picture on a Boca jersey. Every player in the world has a Boca jersey, because biggest club in Argentina and the continent for a reason. Anyway, Blanco, I feel like Blanco could put in this cross from the left. Instead it's gonna be Paredes. I don't think it's the right profile for a right-footed player to put in the cross, but let's see. It's frontal, gets cleared away, yeah. When the cross is frontal like that, if it's not carrying enough altitude, it's very easy for the defense to clear away. Blanco is not going to get to that, and that is going to be a throwing for River. I don't know if Furmov has like a thingy for performing goalkeepers in the league. I'm sure it does, because Furmov kind of has stats for everything. Save percentage, yeah, this one. That is a foul in the midfield for River Plate. So from the ones on top, Alvaro Montero has just arrived at Vélez, so I don't see him leaving anytime soon. I think that you could make Matias Borgoño from Platense would be a huge risk, I think. After that, like, goalkeepers are like either not on sale or are not better than what you have right now, which is Marchesín and Bray. I don't know. I will have to see what else is out there in the market. I think, considering the limited options that you have in the league, we will have to go for someone who's currently playing elsewhere. You should watch Santos versus Fluminense instead. No, I don't think I will. Another cross. Ooh, Bray looking doubtful there, and then Ayrton Costa failing to clear the ball away, and that allows Kendry Paez to try and dribble, but gets dispossessed. Boca looking shaky there. Yeah, Weigand had a loan deal at Inter Miami. He played there at the Club World Cup too. Rochet. Maybe. I mean, I really liked him when he was at Nacional and what he did for the Uruguay national team. His first year at Internacional in Brazil was amazing. I think his form has dipped a little bit. I don't know if he's even the starting number one at Uruguay anymore. Moreno puts the ball away, and that's going to be a throw-in for Boca. Yeah, Weigand, he's losing most of the duels against Acuna. Bray coming off his line, but not entirely, after realizing that he cannot get to the ball, and Ayrton Costa then straight up whiffing and failing to clear the ball away. That could have been dangerous and would have been a tragic goal for Boca to concede. But luckily Kendry Paez gets disallowed. Weigand looked like tactical manager. Absolutely not. Like Filippo from Tactical Manager? No. They don't look one bit similar. Yes, I am familiar with Tactical Manager. I low-key had beef with it for a moment, because I remember either last year or 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, where he said that Brazil had better talent and football than Argentina, and he's always going after Argentina, obviously, because it's Brazil. Like, what are you gonna do? He kept saying that Brazil has better talent development and a better talent pool than Argentina. And then Argentina beat Brazil 3-0 at the Under-17 World Cup, and I pinged him, and he responded, I don't watch youth football, like completely disregarding that result. After we beat them 4-1 at the Monumental, this time on our full teams, in the World Cup qualifiers, I pinged him again. I think he ignored me. Then we were on the same group chat in a Copa Libertadores discussion. I don't think he paid that much attention to me, but he also wasn't bothered by my presence at all. And he doesn't look like Weigand at all. Weigand has more of a round face than Filippo. Will you take Stefan Ortega? I have not seen Stefan Ortega in a long while. Just because they are somewhat of a known name in the European game, I would take them. I don't think I would take Stefan Ortega today. If it's on a good deal, sure, but I think that Boca should be down to spend some money on a goalkeeper, but that money needs to be justified. Bringing anybody just because it's a goalkeeper and it's a decently known name, I don't know. I would need to see what Stefan Ortega has been up to. Anyway, River in possession once again. Ball reaches Acuna. It's going to be another cross for Colidio. Gets cleared away. And it seems like River are slowly but surely getting a foothold of the game. Colidio once again dispossessed by Ascasibar. We're not able to clear the ball away though. Now we are. We're trying to play out of the back, but this is dangerous. We do it really well though. That's a foul, yeah, and that is gonna be another yellow card for Rivero. Yeah, I think that was a tough foul on Barreiro. Yeah, definitely. So now Colidio and Rivero booked for River. That second one really important because it's one of the center backs. Barreiro still the only booking on the side of Boca. And we're approaching the 42nd minute and like barely anything has happened. Are you familiar with Deadball TV? I am. I've spoken to Jack once. We made a collaboration together with Mike before the 2024 Copa America. And yeah, they both seem like really cool guys. I don't always agree with their footballing takes, but they make good content and they are entertaining. So like I vibe with those guys. There's potential for more collaborations in the future. I think that collaboration is on Mike's channel. Before the 2024 Copa America, it was me and Jack from Deadball TV. Matt Ryan, you're just throwing names now for goalkeepers. It's like, I don't know, let's get Pickford. Like what? Kendry Páez on the right, dispossessed. We lose the ball again. That is exactly where you don't want to lose the ball. Salas with the shot, that was closer than I would have liked it to be. I think that was the best chance in the game so far. And it all comes from us clumsily losing the ball because we're trying to play out from the back. Yeah, after we recover the ball away from Kendry Páez, Blanco passes it to Aranda. Aranda gets dispossessed on the edge of our box. They pass it towards the middle. Salas has time to control and fire his shot. It actually went wider. It wasn't as close as I thought it was, but yeah, I think that was still the best opportunity in the game so far. That was a very powerful and well-aimed shot that ended up just going just a bit wide. Now this is promising. Merentiel gets stopped by Rivero. The ball is cleared away. Like, if we are under huge pressure, we don't always have to play out from the back when we recover the ball. Like, sometimes putting the ball away is the correct choice. Yeah, like most of our transfers have been misses. I think that the ones that we made this transfer window, Romero, Ascasibar, and Barreiro, especially those last two, have been massive positives, though. Yeah, but Matt Ryan was not the goalkeeper that did the antics for Australia. He was subbed out. Oh, that is a good ball. No! And now Boca had the best chance in the game. Oh my gosh. That had been an amazing through ball for Merentiel once again. After we recover in the midfield. This is what I said. Like, maybe nothing is happening, but when the teams get it on, Merentiel is completely onside. Beltran comes off his line desperately to try and block him. And Merentiel chooses to place his shot past the goalkeeper. He manages to dodge Beltran's leg, but his shot goes just wide of the far post. Barreiro was arriving there to try and tap it in, but doesn't get there in time, and River escaped. That was the best chance of the game so far. That was inches away from being a goal for Boca. Merentiel's finish good, but not good enough. And now here's another one. We're doing this again. Merentiel is appealing for a handball to Herrera. Ascasibar are appealing as well. If it is a handball, VAR is definitely going to take a look at it. Hello, Mats. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see. Another, once again, lofting the ball over the River's back line. Paredes once again with the delivery for Merentiel, who tries to cross it to the middle for Adam Barreiro, who is lying in wait. Is it a handball? That definitely looks like a handball from Rivero. Let's see. 100% a handball. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. VAR needs to intervene. That's a pen. 110%. 110%. Merentiel goes into the box. The ball bounces. And he kicks it to try and... Yeah, they're going to check it. Yeah. It's going to be a pen. Merentiel kicks it to try and pass it to the middle where both Barreiro and Ascasibar are lying in wait. And Rivero comes out to defend like this. And the ball hits him here. That is 100% a pen. No, Matt Ryan doesn't play in Argentina. Like, with Regista, we were discussing that Boca needs to sign a goalkeeper for in the June transfer window, and he was just throwing out names. 100% a pen. Varela missed a penalty earlier. Yikes, my boy. There's absolutely no chance that that isn't a pen. If the referee is really strict, Rivero is also on a yellow. If he also considers that that handball denies Boca a goal-scoring opportunity, he can also give out a second yellow. I don't think he will. I think only the penalty will end up being the call. Let's see what he says. Penalty for Boca. At the end of the first half. And Paredes, yeah, is telling him that Rivero is on a yellow. I think it's the right call for the referee. Like, if he was really strict, you could maybe push that deserved a second yellow. I don't think so, though. I think the penalty is punishment enough. That is what Ascasibar is also telling Herrera. But yeah, penalty for Boca Juniors at the end of the first half. We have a massive opportunity to go in front. Come on now. No spoilers in the chat, remember. I think Paredes is taking care of this one. We have many good penalty takers in our team. But if somebody knows what to take a high-stakes penalty is like, it has to be somebody who scored a penalty in a World Cup quarterfinal and a World Cup final. I mean, he could have asked for a second yellow, you know? All right. Leandro Paredes against Beltran for the chance to put Boca in front in the Superclásico and go leading away from home at the break. Come on now. We need this. We need this. This would be massive. Come on, Paredes. Vamos, Leandro. Vamos, Leandro. Paredes steps up. ¡Gol! ¡Gol, carajo! ¡Gol! ¡Vamos! ¡Vamos! The Topo Shisho comes out. Do you hear that? Absolute silence at the Estadio Monumental as Leandro Paredes buries his penalty. Beltran goes the wrong way. He kisses the badge, and that's the Topo Shisho at the rest of the stand. Beltran had absolutely no chance of saving that, even if he dived the right way. That is a superb penalty by the World Cup champion. And at the end of the first half, Boca go in front at the Superclásico. Vamos! Vamos! And that was what I was talking about before. It didn't. it feels like nothing happened this game. We barely had any goal scoring opportunities for the first 40 minutes of this game. Then River get a clear opportunity. Then Boca get a clear opportunity. Then there's a penalty appeal, which ended up being correct. And suddenly, like the last 5 minutes of the first half, the game has absolutely exploded and Boca take the lead. Yeah, the whistle blows right after the game is resumed. And Boca are leading at the break at the Estadio Monumental. That is exactly what you want to see. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. Like I was saying, like, if you're talking about merit, I don't know if Boca deserved to be leading. I think that the game has been really close, and I don't think that either team has produced many goal-scoring opportunities to, like, warrant going in front. Neither goalkeeper has had to make a save. Like, this is literally the first shot on target of the afternoon. So I think it would be unfair to say that Boca deserved to be winning this game. Obviously, I couldn't give a shit about deserving or not being in front. That is a massive, massive way to end the first half. Amazing stuff. Yeah, for example, let's see, here's my browser. I need to get my camera back on. You can see here like the XG, 0.20 to 1.17, but obviously that's including the penalty. If you go to XG without penalty, it's still in favor of Boca, but like just barely. It's 0.2 against 0.38. So, you know, definitely the game has been really, really close. We can see here like some of the better opportunities. The shot from Acuna was never troubling. Colidio with a header. Yeah, not throwing it at all. The shot from Mesa, like I wouldn't even count this as a save. Like it's technically counted as a goal on target, but like shooting from this distance, it was like a really slow shot that bounced like at least 2 or 3 times before reaching the goal. So like it was a routinary save for Bray to make. This is not even a save. This shot from Mesa, kind of close, but it was never troubling Bray in that opportunity. This shot from Salas was the one that I said was really, really close. I think that, and you can see 44 minutes. This was the best opportunity in the game up until that point. And then Boca get this opportunity, which is marked as a big opportunity, but Fulmar a wasted big opportunity, which is Merentiel going one-on-one. And you can see here what he was trying to do. I think it was closer to that, honestly. I think it was closer to the post than what is shown here. After Beltran comes off his line, Merentiel tries to shoot low and pass his leg, which he manages to do. He manages to avoid the leg of Beltran and as he's desperately coming off his line, but it goes just wide after that. He could have tried to chip the keeper. He could have tried to fire with more power, but then obviously you risk hitting the keeper and getting blocked at that point. And then this is the chance that leads to the penalty. It's given as a blocked shot, but I think that Merentiel was trying to pass it to the middle. But this is the block that ends up being the penalty appeal, and here's the penalty by Leandro Paredes. Look at that. Top corner. Beltran went the other way, so there was no chance of saving that. And Boca go in front. The possession, a bit on River's side. I think I could definitely see that for the most part, especially like the first 15 minutes and then a small period from like the 10 minutes between the 30th and the 40th minute. I think that River had most of the possession there. I don't know if you can see that in the momentum chart. They had a momentum chart before here in the direct here. Where is it? The momentum chart is kind of, yeah, this thing. You can see like here the first 15 minutes, River had most of the possession, and you can see it in the momentum there. The game kind of starts going back and forth, And here is where River kind of had their biggest momentum into the game, from like from the 30th to like the 40th. Wow, I got that exactly. Here Salas has that big chance here at the 44, and then at the end, Boca get just enough to get that goal. And I think that that's important, that we can kind of create goals out of nowhere because our individual quality is so good. Here we have the lineups. Yeah, Barreiro, with the only yellow card, he got booked quite early into the game, and I didn't like that he was trying to wrestle with some of the River players after that. I think that was unnecessary. Driussi being subbed out injured, I think, was a massive game changer because Salas doesn't provide the same pressure, even though Salas had that great shot that was just wide. I think that Driussi is a much bigger threat, and the fact that he had to be subbed out is massive. Rivero on a yellow, could have received a second yellow for the handball, but ends up escaping with it. I think it's a correct decision, honestly. Colidi also booked. And I think the game has been fairly close. I think that Acuna has gotten the better of Weigand on most of the chances. I don't know why Montiel has such a high score. Like, he's barely contributed to anything. I think that most of the things have happened on the left side for River. Kendry Páez on the right has been dangerous at times. But the Boca back line so far, the center backs, I should say, has been solid. Delgado has been solid. Paredes has been amazing besides the goal. I need to see a bit more from Aranda. I think he's been quiet. The two strikers have been linking up. Ascasibar tried to contribute. He's got a bit of a hit or miss first half from Ascasibar. But so far the team is working. I think, like I said, I don't think we deserve to be leading. Ubeda hasn't really coached the win so far. But we are in front, and that's what matters. And now we have a huge second half ahead of us. Obviously, on the bench, River have players that they can sub in to try and change the situation. Not that many, actually, because of the injuries. This injury of Juanfer Quintero is the main one. Not having Quintero and not having Maxi Mesa available for this game, and Fausto Vera, who had been performing over the last few games, not having those three players on the bench is massive for River. Because now Ian Subiabre and Santiago Lencina are like your best options in attack to try and be game changers. Galopo can come in as a midfielder. Besides that, River don't really have any answers to try and turn around this game. I think that the best they've got is already on the pitch. Well, Boca can bring someone like Ezequiel Ceballos, who scored in the last Superclásico, off the bench and provide, that speed in the counter-attack. Angel Romero can come in as a striker and try to battle with the center-backs, bully them out of the ball if we decide to play long on the counter-attack, try to pivot around for someone like Ceballos or another attacking player. You can sub in someone like Ander Herrera. We have Ander Herrera in the on the bench, who is somebody who can control the game if we need to slow down and hold most of the possession. Has that experience as well. So I think that we definitely have more options on the bench than River has if it comes to try and control this lead or even find a second goal. So I think things are looking good. You can see, like I was telling you, both teams are riding on great form, which is why I think that many people were expecting a lot from this Superclásico because just the amazing form that both teams have been in. The first game for Coudet was this this Banfield game was the last game of Gallardo, so against Independiente Rivadavia, I think they had an interim manager, and then this game against Huracan away was the first game under Chacho Coudet. And you can see, like, win, these 4 league games in a row. Before that, you can see how horrible River's form had been. This game, 1-0 win over Ciudad Bolívar. Ciudad Bolívar is in the 3rd division of Argentine football. This was a cup game that River just barely won 1-0 with a late penalty, 87th minute. So, like, River were in real danger of not progressing in the cup against a 3rd division side, and you can see like how bad their form had been before that. losing the Superclásico, being eliminated. They started the campaign with 2 wins, but after that it just kind of went downhill. Losing 4-1 to Tigre at home was absolutely embarrassing. Gallardo says goodbye after losing 1-0 away to Vélez. Has his send-off game. They win at home against Banfield. And now Chacho Coudet comes in, wins these 4 league games in a row, gets a draw away to Bolivia in the Copa Sudamericana, beats Racing away from home and wins the Sudamericana. As of now, he is losing the Superclásico and his unbeaten streak is coming to an end. On the side of Boca Juniors, if we look at the form, we've been looking good. We've been looking good not only in results, because before we got results, but we didn't really have the performances. Now I think we have the results and the performances. We're unbeaten since this 2-1 defeat to Vélez Sarsfield. And yes, you can say that there are a lot of draws. This draw against Platense shouldn't happen. This draw against Racing, especially with how Racing are looking right now, really shouldn't happen. We should have won both these games. We should have beaten Gimnasia de Mendoza at home. We should have beaten San Lorenzo at home, especially because San Lorenzo are an absolute mess. This, however, is a superb win, 3-0 away to Lanús, who is in amazing form. 1-1 to Union away from home. Okay, I can understand, but after that, win in the Libertadores. Draw with Independiente, considering that we were playing our B team. This isn't really bad. Winning the Copa Libertadores, again, emphatic 3-0 at home against Barcelona. Now winning the Superclásico. Amazing stuff from Boca so far in these last few games, and yeah, the performances have been a lot better, which is exactly what you want to see. So yeah, happy with how things are going at Boca right now, which is something that I haven't said in a while. You know, you're more used to see me complain about Boca more than anything else. So yeah. That's the fact that Seb and Argentina will be in Texas. I forgot which city at the same time. Tempt you to travel there during the World Cup. I really don't think I'm going to the World Cup. I think that there are a lot of things happening both in the plans that I have here for the channel and, you know, what's happening over there in the US that makes me kind of don't want to go to the World Cup. I feel like it's a lot of money. The tickets, the plane tickets, because Argentina is not playing in the East Coast, I don't even have accommodations. So I have to, you know, find a hotel or whatever. And, you know, spending that much money for like a couple of games that I kind of prefer to make content here from home and enjoy the World Cup from the comfort of my home and use that money for something else. I know I'll have opportunities to go to a World Cup. I've already fulfilled my my dream of watching the national team play here at home and of watching Messi play here at home. So that is not something that I'm really needing right now, and especially not for that money, and especially not with what's going on in the US right now. So I'm not gonna get into it. I prefer to stay at home, honestly, and make content here for you guys. Yeah, the silence after the ball when it was beautiful. That is why Paredes hit with the Topo Gigio. Is Dybala going to sign for Boca? That is the rumor. You know, he was rumored to come here in January. His release clause was estimated on around 6 million. His contract expires in June. And it was decided, or it is rumored, that he's coming on a free in June or July after the World Cup break. That is the rumor. As I was talking with Regista, though, I would love to have Dybala on a free, obviously. That is an amazing player to get on a free. But I wouldn't like Dybala to change our formation. I wouldn't change the formation for Dybala. We have to see if how he's doing fitness-wise. If he's fit to play 90 minutes, how he's fit to play multiple games, because Boca is going to be competing in the Copa Libertadores and the League at the same time. He has to be ready for those big games to play all 90 minutes. And if he's not, I don't know how much he can contribute to the team. And I think that our priorities need to be elsewhere. Boca need a goalkeeper, Boca need a right back, and Boca need a winger. And Dybala can play on the wing, but I mean like a speedy winger. We need someone who can provide width and link up with Lautaro Blanco on the wing, somebody who can dribble, and I think that Dybala is past the age of dribbling, and I think he's there for the set pieces, for the through balls, for shooting and goal scoring opportunities, and I think that that is something that Paredes and our strikers and Aranda already fulfill. Not saying that Dybala cannot make those aspects of Boca better. He definitely can. And that's why I say I'd be happy to have Dybala on a free, but I think that our priorities are elsewhere. I think we need to strengthen in other positions if our aim is to win the Copa Libertadores. Yeah, Mesa did 2018 World Cup, oh god. Yeah, I think that Qatar, while there are also a lot of things about the Qatar World Cup that were questionable, I think that on the organization aspect, like it felt like the perfect World Cup to go because like you had all the stadiums within a train distance, like a short trip. So like for as a fan, it kind of felt like the perfect World Cup to go. Watching the game in Italian for some reason. I mean, whatever floats your boat, whatever the broadcast you may find. Matt, all I'm gonna say is, I think some really bad things are gonna happen at the World Cup. We're gonna see some ugly scenes. If ICE is involved, if tensions with the Middle Eastern countries, especially Iran, keep rising, I think something really bad's gonna happen. Anyway, the second half is about to begin. I saw Galopo. I think that Galopo has been subbed in for River. I need to confirm who's the one that has been subbed out. I'm sure that a graphic will appear soon after. The ref blows his whistle and we are underway here at the Estadio Monumental for the second half. Boca Juniors currently leading 1-0 against River Plate. Goal scored by Leandro Paredes from the penalty spot. Stonewall penalty after a handball. And River has already made 2 substitutions. First in the first half, 17 minutes in. A fourth one after Ducey was injured and Maxi Salas has come in. And now Mesa being subbed out in favor of Giuliano Galopo, who is a more physical player that likes to step into the box more. And I think that is the right solution for Coudet to try and find and make something happen because despite River having a majority of the possession in the first half, they didn't really do much with it. And I think that they need to find more breakthroughs. Boca's backline has looked pretty solid, especially the center backs. Yes, the weather interruptions that we saw at the Club World Cup, like that is unacceptable. The fact that that can also happen, the heat, it's gonna be crazy in that summer. So like, I'd rather stay here, make content for you guys. Speaking of content on the World Cup, very soon a video is releasing. If not today, tomorrow a video is dropping, and a video that is very important to me, and I hope that you guys will enjoy, and hopefully the start of something big. I plan to make it happen. I don't know if I will be able to make it happen. I certainly don't think I will complete it, this project that I'm talking about. I don't think I will complete it before the start of the World Cup, but I'll try to complete it before the end of the World Cup, that for sure. Acuna looking for a cross on the left. Ball gets cleared away but reaches the feet of Galopo once again, and now he gets shifted to the right. Here's Kendry Paez. Kendry Paez dispossessed by Ayrton Costa. Amazing defending from Boca's center back. And let's see, we're trying to play out from the back. That is a foul. And so far it seems like we are sitting back, trying to see what River can do. I don't necessarily disagree with the approach, but I think we need to try and push forward a little bit. Not to the point of leaving our backline exposed, but I think that we need to press a little forward to not be, you know, pinned against our own box. Because if we're pinned, River could put in crosses, River could shoot from distance, and after that, it's anybody's game. That is a bad delivery from Bray. We really need a goalkeeper. I love Bray because he's a kid from the academy, and I honestly think he's a better goalkeeper than Marchesín. Nowadays, Marchesín. But I think we really need a quality goalkeeper if we're going to go places in this Copa Libertadores. Will you get to collaborate with any group stage opposition fans at some point? I don't know. I only know... I know one Austrian football fan. They are not really want to talk. So I doubt I can get them to collaborate. As for Algeria or Jordan, I don't personally know anybody. I'm sure that I could, if I search, I could definitely find somebody from Algeria. But I don't think there will be any collabs. I think that it's mostly just gonna be news about the squad once the tournament comes nearer, and then just the watch-alongs. We may get like some pre-match analysis for, especially when it comes to knockout games. We'll see. Merentiel, amazing nutmeg. Oh, incredible for Merentiel. That is gonna go into many clip compilations after the game. Incredible nutmeg. I hope they show the replay. And now Barreiro scrambling with the center backs. Delgado trying to wait for the ball gets dispossessed. Dinami. Is he from Algeria? I suppose he's from Algeria if that's what you're suggesting. Yeah, foul on Paredes. The River fans obviously mad at the referee, but I think that Herrera has had an amazing, a good game so far as a referee. And the players are also really annoyed with Herrera so far. Oh, the nutmeg from Merentiel on Galopo was beautiful. Just swiftly stepping on the ball, clean through the legs. Here's Ascasibar. Weigand is gonna get dispossessed. He tries to push it forward, but yeah, loses the ball. Yeah, I think we need to defend ourselves with the ball a bit more. Oh, that is a bad giveaway. Please. No! Merentiel still has the ball, tries to put it... No, man. We need to capitalize on those opportunities. That was a horrible pass from Rivero. Trying to play it out from the back. Merentiel intercepts. Tries to shoot instantly. Gets blocked by a defender when he had options to pass even. We need to score those opportunities. We cannot allow them to make such a silly mistake in defense and not score from that. Here's from London, half Algerian, I see. Oh, another opportunity. Ascasibar, shoot! Oh! Apparently it's gonna be a corner. Apparently Beltran got a touch on it. Oh my god, 2 clear opportunities back to back for Boca. First, that interception from Merentiel after a clumsy pass. The control was poor at the start. The ball bounced off his feet into the air, which made it so that he had to take a second more to try and fire his shot. By then, he was blocked by a defender. And then, after Boca recovered the ball in the midfield, we go quickly with Ascasibar, who steps into the box, faces Beltran one-on-one. His shot goes just over the crossbar. Beltran gets a touch of it with the tip of his fingers, and now this corner kick. Let's see if Paredes can find the head of an ally. Di Lolo has scored a lot of headers. I believe he has 5 goals for Boca in the last year, and they are all headers. Barreiro also a threat. The TV cameras stay on him. Let's see, we just need one good delivery from Paredes here in this set piece, and we could find ourselves a second. Paredes puts in a cross, gets cleared away. That's not really the best delivery we were hoping for. He will most likely feature when Michael previews Algeria. I see. Offside. How do I get Boca jerseys? It's so hard to find some here, and they're almost always sold out. Where do you live, Regista, again? I forgot. Yeah, definitely offside. But man, 2 back-to-back clear opportunities for Boca that we do not capitalize on. That kind of felt like the opportunity to put the game to bed. River is looking desperate. They're looking annoyed with the referee and with our defending. If we had scored any of those chances, I think that we kind of put the game out of reach. The River fans getting impatient, singing for the team to stop messing around and try to win the game. The fans are annoyed. The players are annoyed. River are looking desperate, and we're only 10 minutes into the second half. I think this is great for us, but we're only 1 goal away. So I think it's imperative that we extend our lead while they still don't find their footing into the game. That is a bad giveaway, and here comes Barreiro once again. We're going in the counter-attack. Oh, Merentiel tries to get past the defender. Merentiel fighting, gets dispossessed. That is why we need Ceballos on the pitch. I really think that Úbeda needs to sub in Ceballos. And now the long ball goes the other way, and here comes Maxi Salas going one-on-one against Blanco. Salas now teaming up with Di Lolo, 2-on-1. Dispossessed, amazing. Amazing defending from Boca. Once again, very disciplined. Almost gets intercepted. That is a foul on Barreiro. No fouls, says Herrera. Three Lions podcast. I mean, yeah, if Argentina play against England, I would love to feature there. Would be amazing. I have faith. Like those 2 opportunities that we have gave me, faith that we can score a second. But I think that we need someone quicker, because Barreiro is a striker that makes sense when you have the ball and you can use him as a pivot on the box to help out other attackers or to put crosses into the box. And I think that right now we're playing on the counter-attack. We need speed. And I think that Ceballos can provide that. And also, Barreiro being on a yellow, I think I would sub out Barreiro and bring in Ceballos. Kendry Páez is going to get subbed out. The Ecuadorian international subbed out for Freitas. So, Coudet bringing a youngster into the mix of the attack. Kendry Páez is also a youngster, by the way. Kendry Páez is like 19, isn't he? Moreno with the shot from distance. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Moreno fires from distance. The ball takes a deflection on a defender, and the ball bounces. Salas is onside. Yeah, Salas is the one who stops the ball. The ball bounces into the air. He tries to head it, but his header goes right into the hands of Leandro Bray. And that was a clear opportunity for River that came kind of out of nowhere. That is exactly what we need to prevent. Them getting a foothold on the game and shooting from distance. We need to stay organized at the back, but we need speed for the counter-attack. That is why we need Ceballos. I really need to see Úbeda making that substitution. Here comes Salas once again. Great block from Di Lolo. Amazing block from Di Lolo on Salas. but that through ball was dangerous, and once again River have a goal scoring opportunity. Now they're gonna have a corner. I think that we're cutting this game way too close. For the situation that we were in, going in front at the end of the first half, and with how desperate River look, I don't think it's necessary that we're suffering this much. Here come the cross. We clear it away, but it lands on the edge of the box. They're gonna put it inside the box once again. Bray comes off his line, catches it. We escape the danger, but we really need to slow this game now. EU. I mean, I know that classic football shirts always has Boca Juniors shirts. I don't know if they're always in stock, but they always have them. But I suspect that they may be too pricey. I don't know, because obviously for me it's like buying your regular shirt at any store here, because I'm in Argentina, but I don't know where you would find Boca Juniors jerseys in Europe besides like classic football shirts, which is like the store that I know. I'm sure there are other football stores and websites that sell jerseys that would include Boca Juniors, because it's like outside of Europe is probably the most wanted jersey. Yeah, I suspected that classic football shirts would be just too expensive. They are a bit overpriced there. I don't know. I'm sure there are places, but if not, like if you are willing to pay for one and pay for the shipping, like I could send you one. Like, I don't know. If you want to DM me on Twitter, my Twitter is in the description. I could ship you one if you were willing to pay for the shirt and shipping. I could, like, I don't know, try to figure out how much it is. Have you seen that Conmebol will have a Women's Nation League? I have not. I was not aware of that. Still sad about Arsenal. I couldn't care less. I honestly prefer if Man City win the league over them. And we see the first fight take place. I think that Paredes was booked. Acuna was booked on River. Yeah, Acuna booked and Paredes booked, both of the World Cup champions. And now it's going to be a free kick for River. I really think we should have killed off the game with those two opportunities we had early in the second half. And I think that Ubeda is making a mistake but not making any substitutions. I don't think we should wait much longer to make substitutions. Crossing from Acuna to the far post, gets cleared away. It's going to be a throwing for River. Montiel plays it back. Montiel once again, linking up on the edge of the box. Galopo over to Salas. This is dangerous. This is bad. Oh my god. Okay, Bray is able to clear it away. That got dicey real quick. River with a good link-up play on the edge of the box, trying to pivot the ball from right to left. Our pass sequence that finds Freitas on the right. He fires his shot, takes a deflection, and then Martinez Cuarta was all alone in front of Bray and is not able to finish, and Bray just barely manages to make that save, but more because the ball went to him than him going to the ball. River are growing into the game and we're looking defensively more shaky. I really think Ubeda needs to make substitutions and not necessarily defensive ones. We need to put more pressure on the counter attack by bringing in more quick players, because currently we're only defending, and on the counter attack we're not able to make anything happen because we don't have the pace. The Adidas store. I went to one person in the store, was from La Boca. I was shocked, spoke with them for a good while before I left. It was out of stock. Ah, damn. Okay. Good luck in finding one, Regista, because, I mean, it's a beautiful jersey and it's the best shirt in the world. The most sought after outside of Europe, definitely. So no wonder that it's out of stock usually. I hope that you managed to find one. Okay, goal kick for Boca. Bray again does not give me confidence playing with his feet. Playing out of the back, he's not a good goalkeeper. He's a decent shot stopper, but with his feet, he leaves a lot to be desired. That is definitely what Marchesin has above him. I think that Bray is a better shot stopper, but Marchesin is definitely better with his feet. Was not qualifying to Libertadores and Sudamericana, lowest you've seen Boca. It was the lowest in like 10 years, but I remember like 2013 where we were almost bottom of the league. That's how bad it got at some point. We were never in a scrap for relegation, but we were like really bad. I don't think it was the worst, but it's definitely the worst it's been for a sustained period of time, because that 2013 was like one bad year. This is like a sustained bad performances over the last, like, at least, I don't know, since 2020 that I don't feel like satisfied with how Boca plays. We may have won trophies, but it was never with good performances. And after that, we even stopped winning trophies and stopped qualifying for the Libertadores. So like that was the lowest it's been in a while. Oh my god! Ah, Delgado with the shot from distance, just wide. We needed more like that. Aranda dictating play, finding the other Boca graduate, fires from distance, goes wide of the post. But yeah, we need more of that. We need to control some of the possession. We don't need to be fully defensive. We need to find the pockets of space that River are leaving because they are being so expansive, and try to create opportunities from that and then actually score them. But that looked a bit better. Here comes Freitas, dispossessed. We clear the ball away, and that's a goal kick. Personally, I prefer Nike kits. I used to like Nike better. Since like, I don't know, like over the last 5 years, I preferred Adidas, I think. I think that Adidas has done a better job than Nike over the last 5, even maybe 6 years. What's Boca's away record that River played since 2010? I don't know it off the top of my head. I know that we haven't won here since 2022, I think. The last 3 derbies away from home, I think it's 2 losses and 1 draw. So this would be the first win, you know, in a few years. Ceballos is going to come in. Yeah, that is exactly the substitution that I was saying at halftime and that I've been asking for the last 10 minutes. That is definitely the right call. Shoes like for football or shoes in general? Either way, I have like a mix. Oh, that is a dangerous pass. Okay, but Blanco is going to get to it. Blanco pushing forward. Let's see if we can create a good opportunity here. Blanco against 2 and wins out. Can he get to the ball? No. Dispossessed by Martinez Cuarta. Clears the ball away. We need to press, but also not go crazy. We go crazy and we commit a foul. Okay. Okay, substitution. Merentiel is subbed out. Okay. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. It was definitely between Barreiro and Merentiel. I thought that subbing Barreiro out made the most sense because Barreiro is on a yellow and Merentiel is somebody who has more pace and can provide that in the counter-attack. But I guess you're leaving your prolific striker on the pitch. I mean, Merentiel is also like good at finishing chances and scoring goals. But I guess Barreiro is more like our poacher. And you're subbing Ceballos in to provide that width, that speed that we really need in the counter-attack right now. And he knows what scoring in a Superclásico is already. So I think this is what we needed to try and counter-attack better. Montiel on the right. Passes it back to Galopo. Galopo, great recovery from Ascasibar. Ceballos gets dispossessed. 20 minutes to go. 21 actually. 21 minutes to go plus whatever stoppage time is added, which I suspect is going to be like 4 or 5 minutes, depending on if something happens in the regulation time that is left. Montiel on the right again. This is what I mean, like we're on a low block, but it's not a super low block where we are just tucked inside or box parking the bus. We are actually leaving the box unguarded, which doesn't allow River to go into it because obviously they'd be an offside. Now here comes the cross. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Okay. That was scary. That was really scary. Di Lolo kind of mistiming his jump there to clear the cross away, and Salas appears behind him. It kind of looked like a foul from Salas on Ayrton Costa, honestly. I feel like Salas pushed Ayrton Costa. I don't know. We are not getting a good replay out of it. It kind of felt like Salas pushed Costa off. Maybe it would have been a foul if that had gone in. But yeah, Salas appears on the edge of the small box. His header goes just over the crossbar. Poor timed by Di Lolo, and Ayrton Costa flies by. I think that because he was pushed, but either way, the cracks are beginning to show in our back line, and that is exactly what you don't want to see. Freitas trying to push forward. The ball reaches the touchdown line. The touchdown, what is this? American football? It's going to be a goal kick for Boca. 24 minutes to go. I think Paredes is not 100% in. I think Paredes may be subbed out. He's also on a yellow. I don't know if Paredes is going to continue. Apparently since the first half he's already doing signs. This may be time for Ander Herrera. Yeah, 2 substitutions coming in. Leandro Paredes subbed out for the Spaniard, former PSG and Manchester United and Athletic Bilbao, Ander Herrera. And Tomás Aranda, 18-year-old wonder kid, subbed out for Tomás Belmonte. So definitely shifting into a clear 4-4-2 now from our 4-3-1-2 that we had at the start of the game. Ceballos and Merentiel, not Merentiel, Ceballos and Barreiro left as the only 2 forwards. And then we have Ascasibar, Belmonte, Delgado, and Ander Herrera in the midfield. Yeah, Driussi scores at least one of those chances. That's what I said. I was happy that Driussi got subbed out because Salas is not as prolific and hasn't been in good form. Driussi has looked a lot more clinical since Coudet has come in. Salas, good on him to get those opportunities, but like, if you cannot score them, it's just not good enough. Luckily for us, obviously. But I still think we need to do more than just defending because River are getting closer. Maybe Herrera can provide some stability, and there's the ball from Herrera for Ceballos, and Ceballos escaping one-on-one, faces the goalkeeper. He's saved. He's saved by Beltran. Maybe we get an opportunity here, Barreiro. No, gets dispossessed. It took too long to take the shot. Oh my gosh. We cannot keep missing chances like that. We need to put this game to bed. Ceballos, it was a tight angle for Ceballos. It was a tight angle. He was bothered by Martinez Cuarta. Martinez Cuarta was making sure that he couldn't shoot into the far post. Meanwhile, Beltran was covering the first post. Together they worked so that his shot is not as threatening. The rebound lands at the feet of Barreiro, but he's not able to shoot with his first touch or his second and gets dispossessed. But already you see the impact of the substitutions. Ander Herrera with the long ball for Ceballos, and we create a dangerous opportunity on the counter. That is exactly what we need. In the meantime, River keep prodding away. Still having the possession, but not finding a way through. I like it that we are defending outside of our box, but we need to stop allowing them to get those through balls and stop them from linking up. We need to press harder once they approach the box. Not allow them to fire from distance. Good block. Clear away. We need to get the ball back. Rivero pushing forward for Acuna. Rivero again. All of River Plate now trying to go for that equalizer. 16 minutes to go plus whatever time is added. Montiel crosses with his head. Gets cleared away. Ceballos tries to fight for it. Martinez Cuarta wins it. Martinez Cuarta now acting as a right back on the right flank. Gets past Blanco. Martinez Cuarta just kind of dribbling past our opposition, but the ball ends up exiting the pitch and it's going to be a goal kick for us. Oh my gosh, it's going to be an intense ending to the game, I think. We're cutting it really close because of all the chances we missed. There was a laser on Ceballos as well. Martinez Cuarta covering his second post. Beltran covering the first post, and then a fucking laser hitting his head. Yeah, Paredes with ice on his thigh. Clearly with some sort of discomfort that he had to play through the first 70 minutes of this game. Oh, that's going to be a free kick, isn't it? No. Okay, they keep playing. Galopo, stop that shot. Nice. Goes wide. The shot from Aníbal Moreno. And that's a goal kick for Boca once again. River, they're not creating good opportunities. It's been a while since they've created a clear goal-scoring opportunity. They're really getting desperate. We need to play with that desperation. We play long once again. I think that all of our goal kicks are going to go long at this point. Foul on Galopo, that's not what we need. We need to be able to fight for the ball once we play long, but not with fouls. And Herrera fouling Galopo over there. See, River in possession once again. Ball for Colidio. I think it's a bit too long. We ain't able to clear it away, and it's going to be a throwing for River. Acuna plays it. He's gonna try to cross. No, passes it back to Colidio. Colidio plays it to the middle. Block the shot. Nice. Come off the line. Nice. Back to Colidio. Acuna crosses it in. Okay, no. Is that a foul? No foul. Cover the cross. Acuna on the left. Trying to get past Ascasibar. He does. Puts in the cross. Salas misses. Okay. It's a corner. It's actually a corner. Fuck me, dude. We're cutting it really close. Salas once again appearing. Acuna able to beat Ascasibar and Weigand. Puts in a dangerous low cross. Salas finishes, shoots with his first touch. And the ball gets deflected, and this is going to be a corner for River. Acuna going to take it. Acuna with the cross. Oh my god, Bray didn't come off his line. Okay, we cleared away, yeah. Delgado is not going to win that. Delgado doesn't win that. Through ball, nice interception from Herrera. Throwing for River. We're cutting it really close, man. I don't like this one bit. Montiel, that's going to be easy for Bray. Easy for Bray. Nice. Oh my gosh, man. Please, please. We cannot be suffering like this. There's still a whole... At least 15 minutes. At least 15 minutes are left in this game. We cannot be suffering like this right now. Okay, can we win the second ball? Okay, Ceballos, please, Ceballos. Please, Ceballos. Cut inside. He tried to shoot. Honestly, not a bad choice. His shot was at least on target, but it's an easy save for Beltran on the near post. Let's see if we can win the ball back again. Is that a foul? No foul, says Herrera. Ceballos fights for it. River wins it, and they're going to have to play from the back. Come on, man. Playing long for Salas. Dilolo wins it, and it's going to be a corner for River again. Another corner for Acuna on the left-hand side. Oh boy. Ay. Acuna with the cross. Cleared away. Okay. Okay. The shot leads to nowhere. Bray catches it and calma, boys, calma. 10 minutes until the end of regulation. Then we're gonna have to see how much stoppage time is added. Ball is cleared away by Rivero. Okay, Vareiro, that's a great first touch. Not able to find a teammate. Dilolo, not able to catch Freitas. Freitas escaping on the left. Marked by two players, but finds Colidio alone. Colidio passing it sideways to Montiel. Galopo going all the way, puts in a cross, cleared away. Montiel, that's going to be a goal kick. That's a goal kick, nice. Squeaky bomb time, and it's not looking good, yeah. Is Vareiro injured? Yeah, I think that's it for Vareiro. We're gonna see Milton Jimenez be subbed in. It helps time waste, but you know, after this, there's gonna be more stoppage time, so this is kinda useless. Okay, Vareiro is gonna be subbed out, and Milton Jimenez comes in. Poacher for poacher. Not the greatest of games for Vareiro in his return to the Estadio Monumental. And there he goes. And in comes Milton Jimenez, who's been on a dry spell. Not the striker that he once was, but maybe he can find just one moment. That's all strikers need. Bray, again. We try to play long, but Bray is awful with his feet. Like, even playing long cannot even get it to stay on the pitch and River recover possession without us even being able to fight for that second ball. Freitas, nice clearance from Di Lolo. Di Lolo has been fantastic this game. Apart from that one miscalculation that he had on a header that led to that header from Salas, Di Lolo has been superb this game. That is a foul. That is a free kick for Boca, and we really need to use this to make as much time as possible. It's also a yellow card. Nice from Jimenez to draw in that foul. We really needed that. Yeah, 100%. A yellow for Martinez Cuarta. Are we gonna cross this? If we cross this, we cannot be caught on a counter-attack after this. Ceballos is gonna deliver the cross. Di Lolo is inside the box at least, but yeah, we need to be aware of a potential counter-attack. Crossing by Ceballos. Yeah, bad header, goes over the crossbar. Everyone back to defending. Six minutes to go till the end of regulation. We're getting closer, but River has also been pushing for a long time now. They haven't found it yet, but they won't stop looking. Martinez Cuarta fires from distance. That is a routinary save. Easy save for Bray. And you can see their desperation. Like, their center back is attempting a 35-meter shot because they feel like there's nothing they can do. They're getting desperate. That is an easy save for Bray. How do you feel about ex-River players moving to Boca and vice versa? Who was the most controversial player in that regard? So I guess it depends on what that player meant for the team they were in before moving to the other one. Like, for example, Vareiro, his stint at River was horrendous. So, like, I don't have huge feelings about him playing at River. And now that he's moved to Boca, he's been good so far. It's been a short stint. Obviously, it's only a few games, but he's been good so far. So, like, I don't think River fans really care that much, and I don't think Boca fans care that much about his past. But there's been other examples. I think that Oscar Ruggeri was probably the biggest one. He was an academy graduate for Boca, and after he had like a couple of differences with the board, he moved straight to River, and it was at River Plate where he became the superstar and eventually got called up to the national team, became a World Cup champion in '86. You could mention, I don't know, Batistuta, for example. But I don't know if Batistuta was like that controversial, because he came from Newell's, went to Boca, then went to Europe, and after years in Europe comes back to play for River. So, like, I guess because it was Batistuta, maybe there's controversy there, but I don't think it was that controversial. Gatti, yeah, but Gatti suffered the same thing from Vareiro. Gatti was a reserve goalkeeper at River. He never found his footing. He was forced to leave, and basically nobody cared about him. And at Boca, he found his place and became a legend. Won the Copa Libertadores twice, the Intercontinental Cup. So, like, Gatti was a nobody when he left River, and at Boca, he became a legend. So I don't think, yeah. And kind of the opposite for Ruggeri. He kind of was a nobody at Boca, became a legend for River. Okay, so yeah. All in from Coudet. Rivero, the center back, subbed out. And in comes Ian Subiabre, another striker. Now they're officially playing a 3 at the back, and those 2 of those back 3 are the right back and the left back, who love to push forward. I suppose one of the center backs can play defensive role while the fullbacks push forward, but still. That's going to be another corner for River. And yeah, it's all in for them. Could be a good video, yeah. Players who have played for Boca and River. Acuna with the cross. We don't manage to clear the way initially, but now we do. Cleared by Delgado. And let's see if we can defend once again outside of our box. Moreno really wants to play long, and he does. We should be able to clear this away. Salak heads it in. Di Lolo heads it out. Ascasibar wins in the air as well. But we really need to win the second ball there. We press. We don't recover the ball. We don't manage to clear it away. That's bad. Here comes Salas. Bray catches it. Nice. Nice from Di Lolo once again. Galopo pushing inside the box. And the cover from Di Lolo for Bray to come off his line and catch the ball. Di Lolo has, alongside Paredes, Di Lolo has been man of the match, especially in the second half. Di Lolo's defending has been superb. 1 more minute plus whatever stoppage time. Come on, boys. We're so close. Jimenez doesn't win the second ball. Foul from Weigand, I think. No, Belmonte. Foul from Belmonte. And now River push forward again with Acuna. Yeah, Acuna essentially playing as a center back. This is the thing. I don't know if I agree with that, because Acuna now doesn't get to play wide now that they have only one center back. Acuna pushing forward, opens for Subiabre. Don't let Subiabre that alone. Here comes the cross. Cleared away by Di Lolo once again. Amazing. Ascasibar clears it away. We need to get a hold of the ball at some point. I guess at this point it doesn't matter. Like, it's too late for that. At this point it's just defending. 5 more minutes. Okay, that's fair, I think. I would have liked if it was a little less, but, you know, I don't think 5 minutes is outrageous. There's going to be another corner, this time on the right. Ceballos helping defending. Yeah, I think the opportunity for counter-attack is out the window now. I think it's only defending now. Corner for River, this time on the right. Subiabre is going to take it. Subiabre with the cross. Bray comes off his line, gets cleared away, and now Ceballos with an opportunity to counter. Let's see if we can capitalize on this. Ceballos running into the opposition field. Faces Martinez Cuarta one-on-one. The pass is bad. The pass for Jimenez is bad. And River recovered the ball. They're pushing forward. There's a lot of space here. Colidio, bad pass. They get the ball anyway. Montiel again. Montiel with the cross is slow. Deflected by Ander Herrera. Blanco is going to play long for Jimenez. A bit too long. Plays too long. 4 more minutes. 4 minutes left, boys. Come on. With everything. Give everything. Defend with your lives. Knife between your teeth. Subiabre, that's too long. Nice. 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 That's too long. That's a goal kick. Bray, just kick the ball away, but keep it on the field so that we can fight for it. Win some time in the midfield. Please, man, please. Okay, Bray. We have to play this goal kick long. Come on, man. Bray playing long. Yes, nice. We get to fight for it in the midfield. We don't win it, though. Nice, nice. Interception. Nice. Go, 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 go. Ceballos, pass it to Ceballos. Ceballos inside the box. Ah, saved by Beltran. Fuck. Fuck! We could have really put the game to bed there. That was a nice interception. Ceballos wasting another opportunity. They play long. Come on, we have to win that. Nice! Nice, we win that. Ceballos once again. Okay, we're taking it slow. Take it to the corner flag. Take it to the corner flag. He's all alone. Nobody's helping him. Why is nobody around him? That's a foul? That's a nice foul to get. That is a massive foul to win. So we are pushing under Herrera, I believe, Salas. And he should be booked for that. Yellow for Ander Herrera, and I think that Salas is going to be booked as well. Oh, it's a free kick for River. What? Oh, if it was a free kick for us, that was incredibly good. I guess now it makes sense why we were time wasting. Acuna, they're appealing for a penalty. I don't think it was anything. I think that was nothing. They're saying that somebody was pushed. Yellow for Montiel. They're saying that Ander Herrera pushed someone inside the box. I saw him fall, but I don't think it's a penalty. I didn't see him push anyone. No, not in a million years. No, never in a million years. It's not a Herrera, it's a Lautaro Blanco. No, never a penalty. Never a penalty. If that push warrants a penalty, the game's gone. Now there's an absolute brawl inside the pitch. The River players clearly mad with Herrera's initial decision. That's never a penalty, by the way. Should never be a penalty. Still, I think it's stupid for Blanco to even place his hands on the back of the River forward. No, never a penalty. In Europe OT, it's a pen, not in Argentina. That would be so soft. Regista, that would be incredibly soft to give that. No. Martinez Cuarta clearly dives after feeling the contact. No way in hell that's a pen. And no way in hell that's ever been given. We've already passed the 5 minutes of stoppage time, but I don't know if they're going to add an extra minute because of the delays that have been had. Please just blow your whistle, man. I think they're adding another minute because we played long and the game isn't over yet. They've added another minute. We clear it away. That's a pen in the Premier League. That would be incredibly soft. Okay, Ascasibar wins it. Plays it long for Jimenez. Please, Jimenez. Please, Jimenez. No! Gets dispossessed again. Come on. It's done. 20 seconds left. ¡Vamos! ¡Vamos, carajo! ¡Vamos! 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 Get in! ¡Vamos, carajo! ¡Vamos! 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 Get in! What a result. What a result and what a statement from this team. What a show of character to win away from home. Oh, look at Ander Herrera. Ander Herrera giving the captain armband back to Paredes for the celebrations. I love this Spanish man so much. He understands everything. Oh my god, Cavani celebrating with them. Who invited that guy? Bro thinks he's a part of the team. He was not even on the bench. What is Cavani doing among the celebrations? That's crazy. As if he's won anything. Massive. Big. Incredible. Incredible result. Arsenal bottle, Spurs in the relegation. Now Boca win. Get in. Cavani is like 60 years old. I swear, man. He thinks he's part of the team, that grandpa. Get in. What a result. Second Superclásico in a row that we win here in this channel. Insane stuff. Now away from home. Crazy scenes. And you can see the frustration in the River players. They are obviously mad at the referee. But I think that the referee in the tight calls did the right thing. And I think they have no one to blame but themselves for not creating good enough chances to win the game. Despite how much they pushed for in that second half. Not enough. Crimea River. And we break Codet's unbeaten streak ever since he arrived here at River Plate. Amazing stuff. Amazing. Incredible. Let's go, man. I knew it. I knew it. I said it at the start of the stream. I don't see us losing this game. I don't see us losing this game. Not only did we not lose, we won it. Did we deserve to win? I don't give a shit. I don't care if we deserve to win or not. We got the penalty. It was a penalty. Second half, we defend. They're not able to score. We win those. What warranted the high added time? I don't know. They can. 4 or 5 minutes is just the default for added time here in Argentina. I don't know why. The game never really stopped in the second half. There's people chanting outside already. No, God, I thought the game would end in a tie. Well, I think a draw maybe was like the fair result, if you can even call it that, based on like how both teams played in the first half. The second half, obviously River pushed, but obviously because now that we were in the lead, we gave the initiative away. I think that if we hadn't scored, the second half would have looked a lot similar to the first one. Look at the face on Ander Herrera. Like, this guy is from a completely different continent, and he feels the Boca jersey more than some of the Boca players of the past. More than Cavani. Will you join the party after the stream? I don't think so. I have work to do. Amazing. Incredible win. Let's go, man. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I have been waiting for this game for like the entire week after we won in the Copa Libertadores, because I knew that with the form that we were arriving and with how we had been playing, it was very likely that we could get this result. But now that it's actually happened and we get another win in the Superclásico away from home, it's amazing. It's amazing because in the last few years, not only we were not getting results, we were playing very poorly away from home. So incredible. Incredible to get this result. Nice. Nice, man. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for me. Super happy with the result, super happy with the performance, super happy with the fight from the players. Paredes, man of the match. Di Lolo, the other star in the defense, keeping everything together and tidy in the second half. Good performances all around in the midfield, in the defense. And yeah, we exposed that River, yes, they were getting results, but their performances were not really clean, and they showed that when the chips were down, they couldn't create goal-scoring opportunities this time around. So yeah, 1-0 victory in the Estadio Monumental away from home against our biggest rivals. It doesn't get much better than that. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to Regista, to Mats, to Mr. Krabs, AD. I know you joined before too if you're watching. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you everyone for supporting the streams. keep an eye out because either tonight or tomorrow morning, a new video is dropping on the channel, and a very special one, the start of a series that I hope to continue until the end of the World Cup. I hope you enjoyed this stream, and I hope that you enjoyed the content that is coming here around the World Cup and around the Argentina national team. Thank you so much for the support on the latest videos that have been doing so well ever since I returned from my vacations. I'm super happy with how YouTube is going right now. So yeah, I hope to keep working hard to make good content for you guys and that you find it worth your time. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all next time. ¡Vamos, Boca!